What's up, YouTube land? Xeno Gaming here, and welcome back to episode number 22 of my F1 2021 My Team series. And today we have the Portuguese Grand Prix. For the first time, I'll be racing a Grand Prix around the Portimao circuit. And first things first, as you can see, here's just a quick look at the development race, and the car has improved, and we should be stronger here this weekend. But knowing my lack of experience around this track, I'm not sure how comfortable and confident I'm going to be getting up to grips with this track. So, first lap here in qualifying, and we do a 16.8, half a second off the pace of Kimi Räikkönen. And on our second lap on the same set of tyres, coming into this difficult right-hander here, the camber, off-camber corner and stuff. Yeah, just struggling with the back end, and then in the gravel, and round she goes. So yeah, it was really struggling with that part of the lap and that part of the track. But now looking at the timing screen here, quite a bit off, but we've also got some damage from that spin, which is not ideal. So yeah, need to work on that, and the crew have done it. They've fixed the car, and now we're going ready again for our lap. So braking just before the 50 metre board, 6th gear for turn 1, getting on the throttle as soon as possible, and back down the 3rd for turn 3, and then looking difficult to get the power on through 4, up the run to turn 5. Also a difficult corner to get the braking right, and do that. Now coming through 6, and then it's a fast right here at 7, downshift 1 to the 6th, and this tricky turn 8 that I just could not get right. It seemed like I just didn't have the confidence in that corner. I felt like the car was going to always get away from me as we sweep through 9, and then this tricky, once again, right-hander. This one's less off camber, but you know, still a really difficult corner. And into turn 13 here, easy to lock up the front left, to be careful on the power. And turn 14 here is very important, because the exit you get here going to carry your momentum all the way through this one corner, which is easily flat, all the way down this long straight. So we make a 2.5 improvement, but once again, it's just really not good enough, and that's going to see us out here in Q1 for the 3rd consecutive race. We're out in Q1, and also for the 3rd consecutive race we've qualified on the back row of the grid. Able to beat Mazepin again, but that's about it. We're very close with Mick, same lap time, but yeah, just don't have the car around this track for myself to have the confidence in to push. But anyway, we move on to the starting grid. Hamilton on pole, all Mercedes front row. Only half a tenth between them two. And then 3rd and 4th, I believe, will be the 2 McLarens. Yes, a couple tenths off for those guys. Then the 2 Ferraris, half a second further back. Then the 2 Red Bulls. And then Alonso and Gasly. So quite a bit of a Noah's Ark. Obviously, the top 8 guys are the 4 quickest cars. And then there's the driver is making the difference in that midfield battle. You can see Ocon able to get through the 15th there on the grid, which is positive for us, as we're there sitting 21st on the grid. Just no pace whatsoever. 2.2 seconds back of the best time, which is a shame. But anyway, the race strategy: soft tyre, medium, 1 stop, quite simple, and hopefully it can be effective. So I don't know what the AI are running. You can see it's quite mixed. The 2 Hasses on mediums, Latifi's on a hard, Raikkonen's on a soft. So really don't know what the AI are planning. There's a lot of varying strategies in the field. So you know, we're hoping for a good start off the line here on the soft tyre, make some progress on lap 1, settle into the race, and see how it all unfolds. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into the Portuguese Grand Prix for the first time here in my Team series. And let's go here at Portimao, and we get a good start. We split the Haas and the Williams, and now we're pulling alongside Kimi Räikkönen here into turn 1, braking to avoid the back of Giovinazzi, take out the 50-metre brake border, and we sweep around the outside of him and Russell. We're now side by side with Russell, who is also on the hards. He goes up the inside of Stroll. I'll go around the outside of Stroll. We have to back out of that. Stroll squeezed us out there. That's because he had Russell on his inside. Stroll's all over the place there with his rear. But we managed to get ahead of Russell anyway, which is positive because we're on a soft, he's on a hard, so we're going to be quicker than him. There's front wing going flying everywhere. It's blue carbon fibre. I'm hoping it's not my teammate. It is my teammate. Esteban Ocon's got no front wing. That's a frustrating start to this Grand Prix for us. Although we have gained 7 positions from 21st to 14th as we go through turn 8 for the first time, and we've now got Lundgaard ahead in the Alpine on the medium compound tyre, so we'll see how we go against him. And as we run a little bit wide there through turn 11, so yeah, getting up to grips with this track still. I did about, overall in practice, I want to say 20 to 25 laps in practice, plus, I did like a 10 lap stint on hards, or maybe less, maybe like 8, and then all the race programs that you normally do. So yeah, we've got a couple cars already pitting early though because of damage. I didn't quite catch who it was. So we're now sitting in 12th, trying to close in on Lundgaard. We've got DRS here on this lap, so does Lance Stroll, and he's getting a really good slipstream behind us. And he goes down the inside into turn 1, but he brakes a little bit earlier than what we do and was able to maintain 12th for now. But we're right on a second here with Lundgaard, so we didn't get the DRS down to turn 5. But anyway, on this particular lap, we now run wide here at 11 and losing more time to Lundgaard ahead, which is going to cost us a chance to get into his DRS. And we're also just falling into the clutches of Stroll, Räikkönen, and then Giovinazzi behind. So lap 5 here, coming through turn 8, and we run very wide, and Stroll looks up the inside, can't get it done. And then as we sweep through the left-hander here at 9, and then I go into 10, Stroll went down the inside and I just didn't expect it. And I took a pretty poor racing line anyway. And then Räikkönen spins off my car. I'm not sure how that happened. So yeah, a bit of madness going on there. Stroll pits through in the front wing. Räikkönen had a spin. I've got side pod damage, and Giovinazzi is now into 12th place, and Lundgaard's 6 seconds ahead. So we're not worrying about him anymore. I'm just, honestly, for me, this is like a test session around this track, just trying to get used to it. Move on to lap 14. Not really much happens. Got overtaken by a couple of cars on fresh tyres. So I think it was the 2 McLarens that came through. That was it. Perez was ranging up onto the back of me, but obviously that didn't affect me. Yeah, just really struggling with this circuit, and this car, it's not giving me a great feeling at the minute. Maybe the balance is a little bit off. Maybe I need to have a look at my driving style and the race setups I'm using to just get a better feeling for the car, because I feel like I'm maybe quicker than what I'm showing. I'm not fully comfortable making a mistake there at turn 1, and then now Stroll's right on the back of us, and it's really been this whole game of, we almost lose the back end again, but this whole game I've really been struggling with the back end of the car, or just even the rotation of the car, getting the car turned in, hitting apexes, because on F1 2020 I was so much more comfortable with Stroll attacks us into turn 1 around the outside. He's not coming around my outside in for his stop. Yeah, no, just as I said, just haven't gotten to grips with the handling on this game maybe fully, and I'm just not as fast as I was on last year's game, and that game suited my driving style more, maybe, I don't know. So yeah, really difficult one to pinpoint. Obviously sometimes you get it right, but I'm just not being very consistent. You see in the last edit, I'll hit that apex, this edit I don't, then I lose the back end, Stroll goes down my inside, he hits me again, even though there was space, the hand went up, and he damages his car again, so there's not much I can do there. The AI should know how to avoid incidents like that. There was plenty of room on the inside, and you can see he's already dropped off a second, so he's going to have to pit. And here comes through Max Verstappen as well, so he was the Red Bull that was in the wars early in this Grand Prix and had to change his front wing, so a lot of carbon fibre being thrown around today, and he easily passes us on the next lap. and he doesn't have DRS. I don't have DRS, so nobody has DRS, but I'm now getting a good tow on him. And I look down the inside here. I'm not fully alongside as Russell is in the pits, but I back out of that one because I don't need to fight with the Red Bull. He's much faster. We let him go. And then coming through turn 4, tricky corner on the circuit, and just lose the rear. And there's, yeah, once again, just struggling. Russell slips by. Yeah, I wasn't at full throttle. I was at like 80%, and yeah, it just loops on me. It's a difficult corner, turn 4, and really also struggling with this corner, turn 8. Has almost looped it there, and I've got traffic now. I think that's Hamilton lapping me. Yes, it is Lewis Hamilton lapping me in this race. That's how miserable my afternoon's been. And then we run wide here, and then Tsunoda's now down our inside, and he doesn't make the move here because the AI gets scared when sometimes they go side by side with you. Then I have another moment here at turn 13, and Tsunoda on the outside at 14. It's not going to work, but he's going to have a DRS down to turn 1 because Valtteri Bottas is behind us. He actually gets out the way for Bottas, and I'm going to be unchallenged into turn 1. However, I have to get out of the way of the Mercedes, so Tsunoda will be coming back at me very shortly. So back down to 6th, but now I realise, yeah, I probably should get out of the way from Mercedes and pick up a bit of DRS on the run to turn 5. So that's the goal or the plan there, and see how much Bottas already pulls away. Also, I do have that side pod damage. I think that has affected me, but yeah. And then I'll go quite deep in the turn 5 there, forgetting about the DRS. And then you can also see here, look at the control electronics, 71%. This is the 3rd Grand Prix. This is a part that only has 2 components for the season, and then I have another spin here, a lazy spin, maybe not fully focused, messing with the menu there, and it's a tricky corner, turn 8. But yeah, don't know why control electronics is so worn. Side pod damage, 2nd spin of the Grand Prix, disaster, and now the tyres are really hot as well. So as we come into turn 10 and 11 here, I almost loop it again, having to be really careful, get the tyres back in the window. And we slipped down to 21st here. It's been that much of a disaster of a Grand Prix. We're behind Ocon, who has been in the wars this Grand Prix. Stroll as well, who's been in the wars. Latifi out of the session, he was already behind us. He was 1 or 2 cars behind us. And Tsunoda actually, when we looped it, picked up damage, but I think he hit my car, so he's behind us now. And now we're chasing Mazepin, and this is our last lap of the Grand Prix too. Remember, we're lapped. And I had to go here into turn 5. I threw everything at just to try and beat Mazepin, I guess, but we have to get out of the way for Ricciardo. Ricciardo then laps Mazepin, and Mazepin's going slowly here, but we're not close enough to take advantage into 13. I threw the car in deep there, and yeah, what a miserable afternoon here at Portimao. It's my first race around here. Gain some knowledge around this track. I don't really enjoy it, so maybe I just don't have the car in the right window for the circuit, so I couldn't really enjoy it. And yeah, didn't have the confidence at turn 8 and turn 11 to really nail those 2 corners. And yeah, I was losing a lot of lap time in those 2 corners, particularly. Even turn 14, I was losing a lot of time. The car was lazy, didn't feel like it wanted to turn in, so yeah, a bit of a struggle on that one, unfortunately. But anyway, that's racing, and you can't be dominant all 23 tracks on the game, and in this calendar, all 16 tracks to be precise. You're going to have your strengths and weaknesses. Hamilton wins the Grand Prix, his 3rd consecutive win on the trot. He's dominating the start of this season. Bottas picks up another 1-2 for Mercedes, and Sergio Perez picks up a podium for Red Bull, I believe. So good on him. His first points of the season, which is a bit of a surprise there, but yeah, he's struggled in the first 2 Grand Prix. And Red Bull now moved back up to 5th in the Constructors. Mercedes already have 47 points over McLaren, 79 points over Ferrari. Red Bull are a ways back. We're a ways back with the car, with myself. But anyway, not a great weekend. And we'll move forward. We'll take the punches as they roll. I think inexperience around that track really showed. So that is what it is. Ocon also had a terrible weekend after his first lap accident. I'm not really sure what he could have achieved in this one. Don't know if he was a chance for points. Probably not. The car's still just not quite there yet. Even on the performance graph, we're not too far behind the Aston Martin, the Alpine. We have made, improvement. Actually, the Alpine is really quick, especially in the hands of Alonso. They can almost fight with the Red Bull. So I'll make another upgrade here to the resource point generation to hopefully get that to a Spec 2 facility. And then I'll make a major upgrade on the rear downforce, hopefully give me more rear stability, a minor ERS upgrade for the car. So also we got some, going into Monaco, I got some supplier upgrades. I think we got 2 supplier upgrades, which I didn't account for as well, which is going to be really helpful. But you also get that major chassis upgrade that we didn't get for Portugal. So the car is going to be much improved for Monaco.
Well, it's great to be back at your headquarters, and I've got to say, an awful lot's changed since we were last here. Let's dive in with some questions. It's always tough to stay on the cutting edge of technology. Will you be updating your facilities in the near future? Your second driver really seems to be improving at a rapid pace. How dedicated are they? Well, thanks a lot for inviting us here. It's been fantastic.
Anyway, moving on. We didn't get the power upgrade here, but that's fine because it's Monaco up next, and we don't really need power around that track. And now, having a look at my power, you can see how badly worn that control electronics is, and I'm gonna have to just use that as a practice control electronics. I'm gonna have to put the second component in for Monaco for qualifying the race, and probably P3. Probably just use that first unit for the next couple of practice sessions until it blows up. So yeah, anyway, that's unfortunate. And I really don't know why that's wearing out. Don't know if it's just my driving style, if it's because of the amount of offs I've had in the start of the season. It's really just worn out at quite a rapid rate, and it's I've got a lot of upgrades fitted to that component, as you see. It's just still wearing out quite a lot, which is frustrating, but it is what it is. And you can see the performance graphic there. We are ahead of AlphaTauri, Alfa Romeo, Williams, and Haas, so we're behind the Aston Martins and Alpines. We should be a Q2 car. That's what we should be. We should be in Q2. Monaco up next. Qualifying is really, really important. You can see the jump Alpine's made. They're really fighting with Red Bull and Ferrari. But anyway, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this episode. Please leave a like, subscribe to the video, to the channel if you're new, sorry, and leave your feedback down in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts on it, and I'll see you for the next one, Monaco GP. Until then, goodbye.